Hey Chronicles crew, I'm here today to take the mat off the floor of the van in advance of getting the new flooring put in. I ordered the Bedrug VanRug, so that means I got to take the old thin beat up rubber mat out, clean up the floor, and as best as I can. So it'll be interesting to see how bad it is underneath. Okay, so today's fun is taking out the original rubber floor liner to get ready for the van rug. Should be arriving tomorrow for a regular floor installed, and then put the van rug on top of it. I also learned that these are called E-Track or E-Series track, and it's very strong, stronger than L-Track, and there are accessories for it similar to L-Track. However, I may end up replacing it with L-Track, at least maybe a row or something like that. The good news is I can use this to secure some loads at the bottom for our gear and stuff. Those batteries, for instance, I'm thinking about putting over here. I'm trying to decide if I want to put them in a row or stacked. Definitely need to make sure those are secure. We've decided to work with a company in Chicago called Highland Vans for the paneling for the walls and floor and ceiling, because they have very good prices, and contrary to what it says on their website, they can help you arrange shipping. So more to come on that. I also did buy the insulation panels, so I'm going to get started on that, because I think Highland Vans has like a 1 or 2 week turnaround time for the fabrication. I did see that there are options to take advantage of the factory cutouts here to just get more space, and so maybe we'll still go this route with the 2 bump outs in the back. Well, not really bump outs, but certainly cheaper than doing the bump outs. But at some point I know we'd like to put windows in, although I'm thinking probably more in the back windows, since those seem less expensive, and still let light in back and forth. But we'll see as the build evolves over time, considering our financial. One more thing, I also learned that this is what a Rivnut is. I've heard of Rivnuts, but that's what's putting this into the van. So that's the good thing, is there's already kind of holes and stuff I might be able to take advantage of. But first I need to extract these, which means either I need a Rivnut extraction tool or I need to drill it out. But these are threaded. You can see in some of these, well, you probably can't see, but there's threading here, some of it's popping out. So okay, so let's get started. First by removing this mat, and then doing some cleanup. First we have this sort of emergency box here. I did learn that the battery for the van is actually under the driver's seat. EcoFlow alternator charger out of Betty yesterday, so I'll be repurposing that here, which will make it a very short run. Although I guess I could just put the batteries in the back, which would give us more weight. Also, I did put these bolts back down through the floor, so I'll probably have to back those out to get this thing removed. Also, I need to pick up some silicone sealant, because there's a hole down here. It looks like it was at one point covered up with some kind of paper. It goes straight down there, so that might be good for drainage and whatnot, but I'd like to get that under a little more control. Put something down. Here. Alright, so the good news is this dirty ass mat should come pretty much right out to this one. Oof, there's a lot of crap here. We'll see how good it looks after I clean it up. This, by the way, bulkhead was originally stuck to the floor. Oops. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's see if Karen ends up making this into a time-lapse video. Alright, sorry about the noise. Alright, I'm back after making a dumping to try and get more of this crap vacuumed up. Okay, now it's for Room 2.0. Probably one of many passes I'm going to make. Clean kit out. Now as I figure out how to remove the front seat, I guess, to get at the battery. I guess that's something to keep in mind if buying a used cargo van, especially if it was used for work, is that it may not be so clean, as clean as you'd like, even after the dealership does its thing with their detailing and whatnot. But I was thinking those holes down there might be good for drainage. I need to do some research, or maybe you guys out there have some tips. But I know I've read some stuff where people have or added some drainage so that they could not have to worry about condensation and vapor so much. Ow! All right, watch me trip on this mat again. All right, another pass with the vacuum, which I probably should dump again. Oh yeah. Why not spray it? Of course I'll have to remove these black plastic panels too. Well, that dirt was hiding some corrosion, which I guess is not a surprise, because it doesn't look like, I mean, this van was used for moving, and it looks like all that black stuff was like some kind of styrofoam. Almost like the kind of stuff you'd see with electronics packaging. Probably for anti-static or something. So if they have to get out the scrubber, I wonder, I should probably put some kind of protective coating down. I wonder what this moving company, the previous owners, was moving. Dirt? Alright, that looks a lot better, but now to come back with the shop vac and some towels and get this dried off. I guess then I'll have to work on the rivets and paneling and whatnot. Maybe I'll just cut around it for now. Okay, so round one is done. Let's check out and see what we've got here. The floor is looking pretty clean. I'm not sure if that's adhesive or something. That's what I'm guessing it is, to hold the old mat down, because it was kind of thin, although collectively heavy. Let's just do a quick tour. Now, I'm going to do this tour from outside of the van, so I'm not tracking anything in there right now. But like I said, you can see the sort of diamond pattern down on the floor, which matches the diamond pattern on the mat. And I'm guessing that's adhesive, or maybe just residue that I'll have to scrub to get off. But I ended up getting a scrubber out to kind of get in all the, silicone sealant and grout and whatnot. I'll definitely have to sand these down and probably put some kind of like plasti dip or truck bed liner paint on there. I got underneath the mat in the front. There was a lot of grime and dirt and dust and oily, grimy dirt and dust in there. So next, I think I'll need to get those black panels off. Still trying to decide if I'm going to keep that E-track or convert fully or partially to L-track, or maybe just add it in other places. I've got 2 more spots in the middle that might work, or even up above. But I think those are just rivets, and I have a rivet kit to take out the panels, except for what's behind the E-track. The van is kind of not level, so all the water kind of runs to the wall and down to that corner, although it does get stuck at the wheel house there in the front. So that's why I've got that absorbent hand mitt there to kind of get it as it comes from the front. Hopefully now the van starts and I didn't short anything out. But I'm going to give it a little while to dry out. Get the doors open. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you later, my fellow Enigma expeditioners and Expedition Chronicles crew.